Hi beauties, welcome to today's YouTube video. I am Shelby from the Happy Hippies Academy. I'm the founder. And today what we're going to talk about are chakras. So I'm a Reiki master, and this is one of the things that I will talk about with my clients in each session as I'm moving through a Reiki session. And in my experience, I haven't always had my Reiki, like when I've had Reiki done on myself, I haven't had the practitioners actually explain it to me. So I want to explain it to you in the way that I know it, in the way that I explain it to my clients, so that you can understand what I'm doing and what messages are coming through. So I guess one of the first things before we get into the chakras is that Reiki it's a universal energy healing. So it's not a religious or spiritual practice at all. I find it to be a spiritual experience for myself. It connects me more to universal energy, which is it's universal energy that that I am allowing through me into my client or into myself, because I can also do self Reiki. And when I first started it, it really got me in tune with this universal energy, which I had felt that I was not actually very connected to anymore. I came from a Catholic background. I went to Catholic schools and like a more religious background in that sense, but I never really connected with religion in itself. And when I started doing Reiki, I connected with universal energy a lot better. That was something that clicked with me. I didn't like an entity. I liked this big vast energy type thing, and I think that resonates with some people. And if you're here and you're watching this, that probably resonates with you. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that Reiki is not at all religious. It can be a spiritual experience for you, but it isn't necessarily. It is a universal energy, period. That's it. And you can interpret it in whatever way that you want it to. It is good. That's what it is. Okay, so for the chakras, there are seven main ones that I work with. There are more, and other practitioners and other people will work with more if they want to. I like to stick with the seven, period. So I will show you exactly where all the things are. And this is what I will do for a client session as well, like a Reiki session. If we're doing it in person, even if we're doing it distant and online through here, we'll have a Zoom session, and I will like physically show you, where I'll tell you where it is that the chakras are on your body. Or if it's in person, then I will show you, because in person you do have the choice. So this is also something that not all practitioners necessarily say, but you have the choice of your practitioner laying hands on you, actually on your body, or of them just hovering in your aura, one or the other. And it's important for you to know that. So first chakra is the root chakra, which is, let me just get in the right area. Basically hips, or like base of the tailbone down. So your thighs, legs, thighs are a part of legs, your legs, knees, feet, hips down, everywhere there. That is a part of your root chakra. So the root chakra is red, resonates with the red color. And it is your basic safety needs. It can resonate with money, work, family, anything like that. And this is another topic that I'm going to be going on later, but there are certain things that you can also work on physically. Like if you have physical pain from your hips down or tailbone down, anywhere in that area, then there's probably some emotional blockage in that chakra, and it's being held there. So within your basic needs, fear is in your root chakra. Like if there's a lot of fear about certain things, it'll be based in your root chakra. So you could have low back problems, hip problems, knees, legs, feet, anything like that. That can be fear-based stuff coming up, and those are for you to work through. And that's something that I help you work through with the life coaching side of stuff that I do. So I have my Reiki, and then I also do life coaching, and I find that they really can blend quite beautifully if you like both of those. So anyway, that's the root chakra. Sacral chakra is here, belly button, basically right there. It is over your reproductive areas, basically. So sacral is orange, resonates with the orange color. It is about sexuality, creativity, and your emotions. And so for this one, if for physical stuff, again, just think of if there's anything in that particular area, if there's something going on with ovaries, testes, uterus. Again, this can kind of resonate with low back a little bit too, but kind of any of those reproductive areas, because this is an area of creation, basically. That's what the sacral is about. And it's not like creation and sexuality go together, because it could be a literal form of making babies. And it can also be this form of where you're utilizing this sexual energy into a creation process, which can look like how you express it through dance or through art or through poetry, or however it is that you express yourself. Like it could be, if you are into computers and like design or creating stuff with your hands, pottery, making homes, if you're like into construction, but you like love doing stuff with your hands and like the creation, the architecture and whatever else. Like there's so many different ways of seeing creativity. And so that's all from your energy center of the sacral chakra. And then emotions are held there. And one of the big things about the sacral too, and specific, I know more about women. I am a woman, so I know more about women's stuff being held there. So there can actually be a lot of trauma held in the uterus from past lives, from all the things that we allow. We don't even necessarily realize what it is that we're allowing until we realize that. It's one of those things where it's like you don't know until you actually know. And it just all of a sudden comes up and it makes sense. You're like, wow, I have been allowing so much of this crap to come into my life. I've been allowing people to treat me this way for so long. I've been accepting these behaviors and just saying like, yeah, it's okay. Like I want love. And so let's allow this behavior, but it really takes a toll on our emotions. And there can be anger in here, anger in sacral, and anger can really sit in the root chakra as well. And anger is also a thing. Fear and anger are also like a low back problems. And I think liver. So there's liver and maybe kidneys, but I'm pretty sure liver. So if you go into teachings of Qigong, 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 and some like meridian work and whatnot, you can actually learn a lot more about this. I learned a little bit about it, but that's from my understanding. There's like anger is like the seat of anger. So if you think of that particular saying, the seat of anger is sitting low back, butt down kind of thing, seat of anger, liver. So moving on. The next chakra up. So basically the chakras work in a rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple too, and white. Some change the top two chakras, but I'll get to that one when we get there. So the next chakra is the sacral chakra. So it's right here under the boobs. Okay, yellow. And this resonates. This is your like sunshine energy, confidence, power of will. I'd say like your guidance, a form of your guidance. And the solar plexus resonates with the stomach as well. So if there's problems in your stomach and like the intestinal system, the digestive system, is what I meant to say, in your intestines and through, like anywhere through digestion, that's a connection with your solar plexus chakra. And this can be more of the like anxiety and stuff coming up. So working on building your confidence and trusting in yourself can really help with your digestive system and the anxiety that I find for myself, at least, I find that it really, if I get worried and anxious and something really doesn't feel good, I feel it in my stomach immediately. It's just like a big ball of not good feeling in there. So that's solar plexus. The next is heart. So we know where the heart is here in our chest. It is green, more It's green. It also resonates with pink, and pink is the more feminine color of it, but the green is the all-encompassing color for the heart chakra. So anywhere with the heart, it's about giving and receiving love to self, to others, accepting love, receiving and giving love, basically, kind of thing, right? And so anything around here, so you think of all the areas around the heart chakra, this could be anything in the chest or in and around the chest. So for women, I guess men too, it would be, right, you're like your boobs. If you have like cysts or if tumors and cancers kind of come up in and around this area, there's breathing problems, lungs, even the back, anything that's kind of happening back there, which I guess would be your lungs and stuff as well, and upper back problems. It could be about whether you're able to give and receive love properly to yourself, to others. Usually it's to yourself, because if you're not able to give and receive love to others, you're not really able to do it to yourself. Or if you're focusing more on others, you're not paying attention to yourself. So there's a lot of stuff to look into this, because you need to be able to balance the love that you give and receive, and you really have to be able to take care of yourself first. And that's what's really important about the heart chakra. And so stuff will come up in Reiki sessions about whatever is going on. So usually in a session, not usually, I definitely can tell if it's right for me, and then it'll come out. If it's right for me to say to the client, then it'll come out. But I remember working on one client, she had just broken up with her boyfriend, or they had broken up, and I didn't know about that. This happens a lot. A lot of stuff comes up that I have no idea about. I don't even know the client sometimes. It's the first time coming in, and then these things come up that they're like, how did you know that? There is kind of like a psychic gift that comes with this, for myself at least, that comes through, and for messages and whatnot. And so it affects the energy of the heart, and breakups and like things that are any problems that you're having with relationships, whoever it is, whether it's romantic, friendships, family, with the self, it'll all come up, and the messages will come up for you. And again, this is one of the things why, again, the Reiki and the like spiritual type life coaching that I do blend so seamlessly and so well together, is because you could do a Reiki session. We can get the messages. Like if you're not clear on it, we can do this energetic Reiki session. I'll get messages of whatever it is that's going on. And then you have a blueprint of the different things that you need to work on, because it'll say, okay, you've got a block in your heart chakra, and this is the message that's coming through. Like you're having a problem with your sister, and so like, and then whatever other details need to come through. And like, this is something that you'll need to work on in order to clear the blockage, kind of thing, right? So I can move the energy for you, and I can help you with that, but it's ultimately up to you to do that work to continue to keep everything flowing smoothly, because otherwise the blockage will just come back. Honestly, it's a temporary fix unless you do the healing, because ultimately, and I've said this in another video, which is I can't remember how number of questions. I think it's 13 questions to ask your practitioner, something like that. I said, and this is something that I truly, truly believe, and I think is really important for you guys to be aware of, is that you are your own healer. No one else can heal you. It's your choice of who you go to get help from. I'm like another tool, helpful person for you to utilize on your journey, basically. So if Reiki helps you and helps you get the messages, and then you decide you want to come in and do the life coaching work that I have to help do like the reprogramming and working on your wounds, your core wounds, and the like the stories that you tell, and working on boundaries, and like just bettering your relationship with self and others, then that's right for you. But if you don't resonate with me, go away. Why are you still watching this at this point? Go and find someone else that resonates with you. Like it's whatever your choice is, and wherever your healing journey takes you. So, okay. I like to ramble, and these are meant to be about 15 minutes, and I don't think they are. But I appreciate you guys if you're still hanging on here. So we did the heart. Next is the throat chakra. So throat, all pretty obvious, all up in here. So blue is the color that resonates with the throat chakra. And this is about your self-expression, being heard, being seen, expressing yourself properly. And the problems that can come up here are, you're talking to someone, but they're not really getting it. They're not really understanding what it is that you're actually saying. And And if you feeling that, and it becomes a block because it's like, oh, they're not hearing me. They're really not understanding me. And this is so frustrating. And so that comes up a lot. And so figuring out how to say that, or if you're not saying something at all, like you've been holding something in and it's just been bothering you. And so if you're literally not saying anything or speaking about your boundaries or like problems or something, like something that's bugging you, then that'll be stuck there and it'll cause a blockage too. And there's honestly especially again, for women, the throat chakra is a huge area that always needs help and to work on, and to be able to express ourselves in a healthy way, because we really don't. Personal experience, I'm saying we, because I've seen this in the people that I work with and just in life in general, like my family, friends and all that. And we have a harder time of expressing ourselves. I think, well, a lot of people do, men do too. But I work more so with women. So what I've seen is that we have a really hard time expressing our boundaries, saying the things that we need. Like, what is it that we actually need in a relationship? How is that shown to us? What can we do? And like, we just don't really always necessarily have the tools. And I keep repeating this, but I can help you with the tools with the life coaching side of things too. So that's there. Help you figure out what your needs are too. And expressing them, and be able to express them, and clearing the energy in the throat chakra. So moving on to third eye. So that's here, middle of the forehead. It also resonates with your eyes and your ears. So actually being able to listen to the messages that you're receiving and however that comes. And for example, for myself, I know that some people that are in my life are they're like a direct line to telling me things that I need to hear. And sometimes it's really surprising for me because I don't expect it. Like, one comes from my boss at the work that I'm currently doing, not with Reiki stuff, not with my own business, but my other job. And it really surprises me sometimes. I'm like, oh, I really need to hear that. And I'm surprised that message came from you, kind of thing. So listening and noticing and being in tune with stuff like that is part of your intuition, and like knowing when that thing is for you. And then like sight wise, actually seeing certain things. So if you're a person that is interested or already believes in signs, maybe you have a certain animal that means something specific to you. Maybe you like, I'll show you something that I have, which I really like. I don't know if you heard any of that because I turned away from the camera, but something that I really like get a book like this. So it's power animals, and it's spirit animals. And this is a whole book of just these, like, whatever different meanings are. So whoever's watching this, someone needs a sign of an elephant or a giraffe. So there you go. That's your sign right there. Or the bee on the front of the cover, or wolf back here. Any of you guys resonate with those animals? There you go. I'm a horse person. You decide for any of that. And there you go. You got 5 different animals. 5 different people are going to watch this and need that animal sign. But those are signs that you can look out for, right? So if you're a horse person, you're like, I listen to some Gabby Bernstein. She talks about signs, and her stuff really resonates with asking for a sign and like in a certain time frame and whatnot. And when you ask for a sign, ask for something really specific. So say, I want to see a Palomino horse. So basically a golden colored horse. If I'm meant to do this particular thing I've been thinking of doing, like if I'm meant to change my job and do Starbucks because I want to learn about coffee, because I feel like that would actually fulfill me, and that would be like more creative for me, and that would be whatever, right? And this is actually something that I've thought of. I'm like, I've never made coffee before. I think Starbucks would actually be really fun to make coffee and learn that, like, it's like bartending without the drunk people. Kind of thing. I think it would be fun, another way of creation, right? So like another way of being creative and doing sacral stuff. Anyway, I digress. So intuition, and that can also come through if you do meditation, then sitting and just letting things come through you and doing meditation and whatnot. And another way that your intuition can come and speak to you as you work on it more and more, if you're inclined to journaling and writing, and like that's one of the things that you really like to do, I highly suggest it anyway. Like it's something I would get you to do in the life coaching stuff. is to get more in tune with your emotions, your feelings, and whatever your intuition is saying. And then you write it down. So my stuff comes out in poetry, and I just start writing stuff. And I don't necessarily always know what's going to come out, but I just trust that there's going to be a flow of words that comes, and it does. And then I just know when it ends, and that's that. And that's, for me, that's like one of my gifts, but it's also a version of my expression. So getting in tune with that's really important. And then, oh, this is purple, by the way, purple, blue, purple. I think I said blue for here, purple here. And then top of the head, the crown, is like your queen, king crown. I have a picture I'd like to show you guys, but I don't know if I want to put 18A rating on this. But basically, the pictures that I have, so sexuality is a big part of something that I'm very interested in. The other job I was talking about is I work with horses at the moment doing reproduction work. And something that I personally find very important to me is dance. And specifically, I really like any type of sexy dance, like pole dancing, heels dancing. I love being able to like sexually express myself in those ways, and like these sexy, more feminine ways. And so that's a big part of the things that I like. And so in saying that, the sexuality I'm talking about are the pictures that I have on my wall too. And they're like more sexual expression type pictures. More erotic type pictures kind of thing, because I really like that stuff. I think it's important to be in touch with that, but I don't want to put an 18 rating on here. I want this to be able to be seen by whoever. So my point is, the crown chakra is your connection with spirit. And so the picture here has, she's got like a crown on her head. And it's like this enlightenment thing. So this is like sacred sexuality and like connection with spirit is how I connect it when you see the crown on their heads in these pictures. So it's kind of like a halo, like you picture with an angel or something like that in a more traditional form. But things like that. So that connection with spirit, that halo, that light, that's like where light's beaming in. It is your connection to your spirituality, to your religion, to whatever the greater being is that you want to connect to, in that, in whatever way that looks like. So for me, I like universe, I like goddess, I like nature, I like Mama Earth kind of thing. Any of those things, I like to connect more with the feminine side of greater energy. So that's what works for me. And then you pick whatever works for you. And it's really important for you to have that type of connection as well. And again, in whatever form that it works for you. So those are the 7 chakras, and a little bit extra in between as well. Again, I'll just go over them in really quick so you can see where everything is again. And then that will be all. So root chakra, hips down, basic needs, safety. Then there's sacral, which is your creation, emotion, and sexuality. Solar plexus for confidence and power of will. Heart for love, giving and receiving love. Throat for self-expression. Intuition, third eye for intuition, and then crown for your connection with spirit. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you want to book in, then please, of course, come and check out my website, which is thehappyhippiesacademy.com or the hha.ca. I've got both. Same website. You can book in there or leave a comment below. Nice ones only. Thanks. If you don't resonate, just go away. Be nice. Preferably. Okay. And if you want to book in a life coaching session, if you're not into the Reiki stuff so much, but if you're watching this, you probably are, you made it all the way here. Either or, book in, come and talk, like chat with me, and we can figure out what might be best for you. And I'm excited to talk to you guys next time. Bye.